Welcome guys, back to another video. Today, we're going to be ranking all 95 movies that I saw in the year of 2025. Dude, second year down. Holy, it's crazy to me to think that I started reviewing movies last year and now we're going into the third year of me doing this. I know there's a bunch of people that don't like my newer content because they like the vlogs, and I completely get that. I'm going to try my best to get, well, not just vlogs, like the just fun activities that we did, like the blanket towers. Those are still going to be happening. I'll try to get more vlogs out because there's a bunch that I wanted to do that never happened. So those will come out. But yeah, dude, thank y'all for being on this journey yet again. 2025 is in the books. Now we're on to 2026, and weird thing is, I'm watching my first 2026, well, a few of my first 2026 movies. One tomorrow, and then one, I think, over the weekend. So I'm actually pretty excited. I'm gonna be watching We Bury the Dead, which is a zombie movie, and Primate. But yeah, that's not what today is about. Today is about 2025 movies. We got my social studies notebook with all of the movies that I got. Jeez, it's a lot. 95. 95 movies, y'all. So here we go. This is going to take a lot of editing, so if this comes out later than it should have, and I'm sorry, but this is getting filmed on the 7th, I think, 6th or 7th. That was not on purpose, but, like, that's actually my thought. Moving on. At number 95, we have one that I reviewed recently, Kill Streak. Kill Streak is a low-budget streaming, like a straight-to-streaming horror movie, and it's a streaming horror movie about Twitch. And, well, it's not about Twitch, but it's a Twitch horror movie. There's just no positives that I can... There's no positives that I can say about this movie at all. I'm sorry. If you enjoyed it, good for you. But I just don't see how that would be possible. So, Kill Streak, number 95. And number 94, we have The Mouse of Horrors. This is one of the first movies that I reviewed of the year. One of the worst. It's a Mickey Mouse horror movie. It's set in a carnival. Winnie the Pooh is in it, and it's the mask from the first Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey, but it's not even the same company. They just bought the mask from Spirit Halloween. And they're not even the big villains of this movie. It's this old guy who gets defeated by getting disarmed. It's just not good. It's a horrible movie. And I can't say any positive about this, but at least there's like something to enjoy. At least there's a good setting in this movie. Kill Streak is just bad. Like, horrible. Like, nothing good. But Carnival, pretty cool. And the Mickey Mouse design wasn't horrible. That Winnie the Pooh, though. Boing. Alright, but yeah. And at number 93, we're getting Shiver Me Timbers. Shiver Me Timbers is a Popeye horror movie. I give up. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this, just be ready for this to be a long ride. If you might get bored easily. That's just what this video is. I'm just ranking all the movies. So, sorry if you get bored. But number 93, yep, Shiver Me Timbers, one of the two Popeye horror movies on this list, and they're not too far apart. But this one is just drastically worse. And the thing is, this has a way higher Rotten Tomatoes score than the other one does. But this one's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. But maybe like 2-year-olds reviewed it, because this movie's like horrible. The story is about a comet that gets in his pipe, and he goes... He becomes a bad CGI Popeye. Okay. Number 92, we have another recent review, Rumpelstiltskin. I reviewed this in the same video as Killstreak, both garbage movies. At least this one has, I guess, something to take away from it that you like, I guess. Or that there's something that's okay, sure. But other than that, this movie had bad plot, bad characters, bad dialogue. And you cannot blame that on its low budget. You can blame bad actors on the low budget. You can blame bad looking, like bad cinematography because of low budget. But the dialogue didn't have to be bad. The story didn't have to be bad. But it was. And Rumpelstiltskin, I know that's a silly thing for me to actually have expectations for, but, like, it's Leprechaun, basically. Just not the same story. Like, the look of it, it's just Leprechaun. You can make something good out of that, or at least fun. But, yeah. Number 91, this is going to come as a surprise, because this is not a low-budget movie. It's an animated movie. If you think back, this was, I think, my first roast review of the year. Fixed. It is a very highly inappropriate dog movie that, like, I get it's not as bad as some of the stuff coming up, but this movie was bad, dude. I don't know. But the thing is, I feel like I could watch Rumpelstiltskin, Shiver Me Timbers, Mouse of Horrors, not Killstreak, but those, I could watch that again. I'll hate it, but I'll watch it again. I will never be able to watch Fixed again. I hated it. Like, so much stuff with dog nudity that I was just like, I don't want to know. Why is this a thing? It's like, I prefer Sausage Party, and it's not even close. Like, it was kind of just weird, because, like, I love dogs, but after watching it, I was just weird. Like, I didn't know, I was speechless because of how horrible, like, I was just like, oh. I just felt gross after watching it. This is going to sound cheesy, but I actually did. It was nasty. But, ugh. Fix number 91. And number 90, finally, I know y'all were waiting, War of the Worlds. There are going to be a lot of shocking ones on here, by the way. War of the Worlds. Obviously trash. But at least I had way more fun with this than the previous ones. Because I could rewatch this multiple times and be like, oh my gosh, this is bad. The others, I can't really say that for. I could rewatch some of these, but I don't think I could be able to make fun of it and just, like, well, I can make fun of it, but, like, not, like, in an entertaining manner. This one is just so, like, it's bad, but I can have fun watching it, you know what I mean? Like, I can watch it and be like, wow, this is horrible, but it's entertaining, so War of the Worlds, number 90. And number 89, we have Popeye the Slayer Man, the second and the last Popeye movie on this list. And this movie's horrible, but it's better than Shiver Me Timbers and War of the Worlds, to be fair. Popeye the Slayer Man at least has a little bit of intrigue in it, and, like, I could watch it maybe again and have fun with it, but it's just bad. If anyone, like, loves this movie, I honestly wouldn't, like, that kind of makes sense, because someone could have fun with this movie. It's just bad. Like, it's a bad slasher, and it's really bad, but, like, it's fun. It's I guess. And at number 88, this is going to come as a surprise, because, like, this is the first one on here with one of my favorite actors, like, ever. Ke Huy Quan's Love Hurts at number 88. If you don't know, this was an early disappointment in the year. Came out in February around Valentine's Day. That's why it's called Love Hurts. Eh. Um, but Ke Huy Quan, just like, dude, pick better movies. My lord, this was a slog to get through. Like, I was bored. The action wasn't even like, because people are calling Ke Huy Quan like the next Jackie Chan, even though he's pretty decently old, but whatever. Because he does have good action stuff. But this movie's fake. Like, fake. Like, there's a thing where they hit him with a Brock Lesnar F5, but he just floats for a million times in the air. I'm just like, what are we doing? And the romance in this isn't even good. So, yeah, number 88, Love Hurts. Whew, that's a beesh. I just started having flashbacks of it. And number 87, oh, dude, people are going to unsubscribe. I mean, you should have expected this if you saw my review. This was my second to last roast review of the year. FNAF 2. I'm sorry. 87 FNAF 2. I really despise this movie. There's barely anything you can take away from this that you could call it a positive. And I actually have people that I know, like my cousin likes this movie, and that's completely fine. I get it. I completely get someone liking this movie. I just don't know what it was, because you could be like, oh, it's because you're not a fan, you don't get it. First off, that's very stupid. That anyone would come up to me and say, I can't enjoy a horror movie because I'm not a fan. But I am a fan of the games. Plot twist. Uh-oh, I'm a fan of the games and I hate the movie. Uh-oh. Like, I've gotten so much hate on every social media platform calling this movie trash, though I've watched the games. And people keep commenting on my things and saying, no, you clearly haven't played the games because, like, this was made for the fans. So if you just, like, if you hated this movie, it's because you don't understand. I knew he would, like, this is a whole, I knew all of the little things that they put in here from the games. I knew all of it. I am a big fan of the games. I'm a big fan of the lore of the games. But I don't know. I just watched the movie and I thought it was horrible. Sorry. Number 86. We have the roast review that, like, there was a big distance between roast reviews. It was FNAF 2 and before FNAF 2, Hell of a Summer. 86, Hell of a Summer. Movie was horrible. Oh my lord. This movie was bad. If you know me, my name's Si. I'm just a old hair livery guy. Sorry, I got Lorax flashbacks. Hell of a Summer. I meant, if you know me, I'm a big fan of whodunits. It's one of my favorite, like, subgenres of horror. Well, there's a slasher, and then there's, whodunit and slashers are kind of the same thing, but not really. A whodunit is a type of slasher. But yeah, Hell of a Summer, no. It was a whodunit that didn't make sense. The plot was not there. The story was not there. The characters were not there. And the reveal just wasn't good. So, I'll be right back. So yeah, Hell of a Summer, 86. Sorry for the whole change in vibe. I just took a shower. That's why my hair is wet. But we're going to get through the rest of this list while everyone's asleep. I'm joking. So yeah, 86, Hell of a Summer. And at number 85, we have Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Movie. I'm joking. A Road Trip. This was just a bad movie. I don't know what I was expecting going into it, but it wasn't this. Well, actually, kind of was. Trash. Because, dude, this just wasn't good. Like, it was average Disney stuff. Sorry, I couldn't get this out of my face, so if I look weird, I'm sorry. Average Disney. The comedy was forced. The characters were not funny. The characters were not cool. I didn't care about any of the characters. So yeah, this movie was just not very good. Not for me. And number 84, we got the Plankton movie. I know this movie was getting glazed back in the early parts of the year, but man, this was one of my least favorites of the year. Look at that hairline. Gosh, dude, I need to get that out of my eyes. This is what it's gonna look like for a while. Gosh. But yeah, the Plankton movie was getting glazed back in the early parts of the year. People were loving it. And then I watched it. I was like, what is this movie? Holy. I hated the Plankton movie. Like, almost every second of it. So, we're going to get these glasses. And that's how we're going to cross these things off. Alright. And at number 83, we have Back in Action. Jamie Foxx and, what's-her-face action movie. The woman that was in this movie hadn't acted in, like, years. So I get why they made this movie. But this was just horrible. The action was bad. The story was bad. The characters were bad. The action was actually horrible. People died from Coke and Mentos. I really did not like this movie. That, like, Back in Action, you can action it back. Yeah. And number 82, we have Flight Risk. I really did not like Flight Risk, like, at all. Flight Risk was one of those movies that I was actually really excited for, but just ended up being a huge disappointment, because this is made by the same person who made Hacksaw Ridge, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But just very disappointing. Mark Wahlberg does a horrible job in this movie. Just everyone doesn't do good in this movie. This is such a bad movie. Number 81, we have The Electric State. I know that's a lower for a lot of people. I still hate this movie. I hate it a lot. But, I guess you can get some enjoyment out of it. Like, some action scenes are okay. Like that. But, like, just everything about it is it's such a boring movie. Putting that out there first. It's boring. Millie Bobby Brown just shows that she needs to work on her acting skills in this movie. Chris Pratt's not good in this movie. Dude, I don't know, dude. This movie is horrible. You know what? The electric states can electric my state. Okay. But, yeah. And number 80, we have Stay. This is a Hulu original. I watched 2 Hulu movies this year. Stay and Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which is coming later, obviously. But Stay just was not good. Honestly, I watched the trailers for Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Stay, and I thought Stay, like, looked way better. Way better than Hand That Rocks the Cradle. But I was wrong. Hand That Rocks the Cradle, though not great and not good, cleared the crap out of Stay. Stay is just a bad movie. Like, holy. And number 79, we have Ad Vitam, a French Netflix original. I just watched it randomly. I looked on Netflix. I was like, oh, Ad Vitam. Let's watch. And I wasn't let down. I wasn't disappointed. It just wasn't good. It was an average action movie. There was nothing good about it. I guess there was some action scenes that were, I guess, a little cool. But other than that, the story was kind of bland and kind of just didn't follow through. The ending of this movie wasn't good. Like, just all the stuff about this movie that I went into it for just ended up not being good. But I wasn't disappointed because I didn't have expectations in the first place. At number 78, we have You're Cordially Invited. You're Cordially Invited is a Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell comedy. I was actually pretty excited for this one and got let down. This movie's just not funny. There's nothing funny about it. Will Ferrell does one of his worst acting performances in years. Reese Witherspoon isn't good in this movie. The comedy, again, feels forced. It's not funny. The story of the movie, I feel like, could be turned into a good comedy, especially with these two. But no, this movie ended up not being good, and I'm pretty sad, but it's whatever. This is going to be low for a lot of people. At number 77, we have Fear Street Prom Queen. Despise the crap out of this movie. You don't know how disappointed I was. I know for some reason there's been recent hate on the first Fear Street movies, but I love them. But Fear Street Prom Queen sucks, dude. Like, every part of it's garbage. Not every part. Like, some are good, but, like, it's an average whodunit. It's an 80s, like, average throwback 80s slasher. I don't like it too much. But, yeah. If you liked it, good for you. And at number 76, we have The Pickup. Though Fear Street Prom Queen does clear The Pickup I didn't have expectations for. Fear Street Prom Queen I was really excited for, and it left me very disappointed. So, The Pickup was also horrible. It's a Pete Davidson and Eddie Murphy comedy, and both of them just, the entire time Pete Davidson is just making fart jokes and sex jokes, and they're not funny. Eddie Murphy is sleeping through this movie. And it kind of sucks, dude, because I really wanted to enjoy this movie. I wanted Prime Video to have their hit of the year, but they really didn't. Heads of State was the closest they got. Number 75, that we have Another Simple Favor, which is a sequel to Simple Favor. Back whenever that came out, I haven't seen it. I just watched this one, and a good thing, it gave you context, because the amount of references to the first movie is crazy in this movie. The story in this movie is god-awful. It's a supernatural sister that comes back to kill. It's very dumb. I really did not like Another Simple Favor. Holy, I remember how bad it was. But, yeah, bad movie. And at number 74, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer. Again, really just hated this movie. With a passion. I am not a fan of the original I Know What You Did Last Summer anyways. But, like, this was just bad. Like, unlikable in every way. Like, the movie wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And I wasted one of the best cringy intros on that video for Halloween season. But, one of the cringiest, though. But, dude, I just did not like I Know What You Did Last Summer. But if you did, nice. At number 73, we have Playdate. This is a Kevin James and the dude from Reacher, I don't know his name, comedy. Again, a huge letdown. I don't know what I was expecting, but better than this. This was a letdown, because I thought the trailers made this look funny, but the story shift that they did, like, it wasn't the same story that the trailers were showing. This one has, like, army bots, like stuff like that, stuff that you could call not grounded. It's kind of weird. But yeah. Number 72, we have The Gushers short film, Fruithead. Not much to say about this. This short just wasn't that good. I only have a few shorts on here. But yeah, it wasn't that good. I mean, there was some stuff about it. We reacted to it on video if you haven't seen that video. But yeah, there was just stuff about it that I liked, stuff that I didn't. But it's just cool that Gushers made a short film, but the short film wasn't that good anyway, so it's whatever. At number 71, we have Brick. Brick is another Netflix original. And I was actually, if you've been watching the channel since 2024, I've been really hyping this movie up. I was really excited for Brick, like really excited for Brick. When I learned it was coming out last year, I was like, dang it, I was really excited for that. And this movie sucked. It wasn't like the trashiest trash of all time, but it was pretty bad. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, but yeah, Brick just wasn't good. And at number 70, we have Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Hand That Rocks the Cradle is the last Halloween movie and the second Halloween movie I watched this year. It's a remake to the original Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and I've never seen it, and I don't think I will after watching this, because this movie wasn't good either. Hand That Rocks the Cradle, 2025, has this weird feel to it that I feel like it, like, you know The Housemaid that came out recently? I think that's what it wants to be. Like, this movie, it's just not, like, there's so much stuff that happens where you're like, who do I want to root for? This horrible person or this horrible person? And by the end, I'm just so confused by it that I don't like either of them. But if you enjoyed Hand That Rocks the Cradle, good for you. But, like, man, I really didn't like it. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, and then it, like, I don't know. I just really didn't like it. But yeah, that's the end of the first paper. Not really, because there's a second side. Oh. Alright, we're back. Sorry there's so much scene changes in this video. I'm having to film it in different sets because, for reasons out of my control. We're just really, really busy. I'm sorry, guys. I've been trying to film this. Sorry this is coming out so late. I'm really been trying to film this. But yeah. We're done with page 1. Now flip it over. You know, I'm trying. At number 69. Kind of fits the movie, too. Screamboat. I just kind of was let down with this movie. I know you're going to be like, how were you let down from a Mickey Mouse horror movie? How was I? Because David Howard Thornton plays Mickey. It's made by the same people who made the Terrifier movies, I think, and the Mean One, and I was pretty pumped. The trailers, they looked stupid, obviously, and of course it didn't look good, but man, I was excited to watch this. Like, I don't know why, but like, this movie just looks so intriguing for me, but after watching it, I was just like, man, I really wanted to like that. I do probably prefer it over the Mousetrap from last year, though the Mousetrap was hilariously bad, and I had a lot of fun watching that. It's way better than Mouse of Horrors. But, yeah, Screamboat, I really wanted to like it, but I didn't. At number 68, we have Him. Him is a sports horror movie starring, I don't know his name, and Marlon Wayans. And another one that I really wanted to like because the trailers looked really good. And I was like, oh, a sports horror movie. We haven't had one of those in years. So I was pretty excited to watch it. But it just ended up being super generic and very, like, I don't know. It was just not entertaining. It was very boring. Like, the first, like, hour and so into the movie, I was just bored and just kept looking at the time to see when this thing was going to be over. And I just, dude, I was super disappointed. I really wanted to like Him. And I thought out of all of the horror movies, like the big horror movies, the Black Phone 2, him, and Weapons, I thought that Black Phone 2 was sadly going to be the one to... Sorry, I got a Coke. But I thought Black Phone was sadly going to be the one that would be not good. But then I watched Black Phone and I really liked it. Weapons was obviously the best out of the three. But then I didn't watch him because I heard it was bad. But then I watched it recently and I was like, there's no way it's not bad. And it is easily the worst out of the three. At number 7. We have Secret Santa. Secret Santa, it's not good. I'm sorry. But to be fair, I was not expecting much from this movie. It is a Netflix original Christmas romance, and I went into it just wanting to watch a Christmas movie for a Christmas video for December. And it was probably honestly a little better than I expected, but still wasn't good. The romance felt very forced, and this movie is actually kind of not a romance. It's kind of like, if you think about it, it's sort of similar to Elf in a way, but not in a good way, because it's very like silly. The whole plot of this movie, and yes, you're gonna hear me right, this is the plot of the movie I'm talking about. This woman wants a job, so she dresses up as Santa Claus to work at a hotel, but then the person that asked her out on a date that she rejected keeps showing up, and now he's the owner of the hotel, and she has to find a way to make sure he doesn't see her.
Sounds dumb.
It was very bad. But yeah, Secret Santa, not very good. At number 66, we have Paradise Records. Paradise Records, another one I really wanted to like, but dude, this camera's doing me dirty. My teeth are not that yellow, I promise. But yeah, Paradise Records, I really wanted to like it because I thought it looked good. I thought Logic making his first movie, I originally thought, oh, that's going to be horrible. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, this could be funny. And then when I was watching it, because I did order the DVD for it already without watching the movie, but it's fine because the soundtrack was good. And the movie comes with 5 unreleased albums, so that's good. But I don't know what it was. I wasn't a fan. It was like, the jokes in the trailers is like the good ones, and then the movie is just filled with like racial, not funny jokes. Like there's a big transgender joke in this, and it just wasn't funny. I don't know. I was like,
Sorry.
You're good. I was wanting to enjoy it, but ended up being very disappointed. Number 65, we have The Jester 2. If you're asking, is The Jester 2 above Paradise Records? Yes. Jester 2, it's not good. It's very bad. But at least it's fun. Like, the first Jester is just bad and kind of unwatchable. But the second one's fun. He uses more actual magic in this movie than the first one. And, it's still bad, though. I mean, his costume's really cool. It's a big upgrade from the first movie. But, the way he gets that outfit is so dumb. He just takes the out layer of his mask off just to leave a mask that's, like, incinerated onto his face. It's so stupid. But, yeah, fun movie. Number 64, You're probably going to be surprised that it's this high on the list because I gave this a pretty negative review, but Zombies 4. If you don't know what Zombies is, it's a Disney franchise. Yeah. The fourth one is just, the first one is its own thing. The second one is a remake to the first one. Not really, but, that's what it feels like. The third one is a remake to the second one, and the fourth one is a remake to the first one. It's just the same movie every time. So I was bored because, again, it's the same. Jeez, Rudy. It was the same story. But at least it had some good parts, but, overall wasn't that good. At number 63, we have Woman in the Yard. Another one I was pretty disappointed with. When I watched this movie and then I reviewed it, the key thing I keep saying is, wasted potential, because the villain of this movie, the Woman in the Yard, never mind. We're gonna stop there. Say that again? The Woman in the Yard is actually a pretty cool villain because it's basically just grief and depression itself as a human. But the movie is just really slow and not in a good way. It's boring. The characters are not entertaining. It's just another flop by Blumhouse that I would just how did you waste that much potential? But then, I don't know what it was that just made me dislike this movie so much, but yeah. And number 62, I don't know why this is so low. Okay, how about this, y'all? This is crazy. From 62 to the top of the list, I would consider each one of these movies good. Hi. But yeah, at number 62, we have The Demon City. If you don't know, this is a Netflix, Korean or Japanese original to Netflix, and it was fun. I would say this is a good movie. Not good for everyone, though. It's very much just a gore fest. There's not a good story, but me and my dad watched it and we had a fun time. The gore is pretty good. Again, though, the story's not good. Look at that acting. Holy. Again, the story's not very good, but, it was just a fun thing to watch. A fun little thing to just turn on with a friend or something and just watch. It's dumb. It's silly, but at least you can have some good kills along the way. Number 61, this can be a surprise for some people that haven't seen my review. Dora and the Search for Sol Dorado. You're not going to expect it to be this high because you're like, how is a live action Dora movie going to be good? Because something they didn't do with the first live action Dora, the Gold Quest, that's Blooket. The gold thing. Yo, this video took so long, your boy got a haircut. Look at that clean thing. It doesn't look that good right now, wait. But, yeah. Fresh cut right there. But, sorry, I cut myself off mid-sentence. But what I was going to say was, Dora for the Search of Sol Dorado, major upgrade from the first one. In, basically every possible way, I think this movie is pretty solid. It's not great, obviously. It's good. But yeah, I think it does a pretty decent job of making a live-action Dora. At number 60, we have The Wolfman. The Wolfman is one of the most disappointing movies of the year, though it is better than everything else I've mentioned so far, obviously. it's still not very, like, it's okay, it's good, but major disappointment. I was so sad when this thing didn't turn out to be, like, great. It was okay, it was good, it was better than everything else, like, better than Dora. I'm not raving about Dora, by the way, I was just saying that it was better than the first one, just not great. It was okay, it was good, but yeah, Wolfman, I don't know, dude. The trailers looked cool to me. I thought it had a lot of potential, but it ended up being one of the biggest disappointments of the year, sadly. And number 59, we have the Jason Apple Orchard short film, Sweet Revenge. And I was expecting this thing to be complete buns. So if I make a top 10 surprising of the year, this is going to be on there. Because Sweet Revenge, dude, holy. I mean, it wasn't great. Why did I say holy? I don't know. But, it wasn't great. It was probably on the same level as Wolfman. But, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, basically the entire thing is Jason killing people. They do a lot of risks in this short film for an ad. But, I mean, whatever. Do you. Sweet Revenge, I thought was actually pretty solid. No, wait, no. What am I talking about? I'm joking. It was okay. But, you know, better than I expected. And number 58, this should be lower. Holy, I'm joking. Vicious, a Paramount original. I heard so many people hating on this, and because I didn't think it looked good anyways. Because this is not my type of horror. If you've been watching the channel for this year, you would know that I like The Conjuring and I like Insidious, but I don't like movies like that. Like the new movie called Whistle coming out soon about that Aztec whistle thing. I do want one of those, by the way. Those things look cool. But though it's a movie about that, I've been hearing so many people rave about it, but like to me it just looks like another Insidious ripoff. I don't think it looks good. And my brain was like, oh my gosh, it looks creepy. I was like, yeah, but just because it's creepy don't mean it's good. And doesn't mean it's actually creepy, because The Keeper by Osgood Perkins was getting good reviews before it came out. It looked creepy. And I heard it sucked. But yeah, Vicious is just one of those movies, and I'm not that big of a fan. I am going to watch Whistle, by the way, though. Moving on. Vicious, just the definition of mid. It's like, there's some good moments, and there's a good, decent plot. But like, oh no, it's starting to rain. We'll try. I'm gonna try. But Vicious, it had a good, like, beginning to it, but really just didn't stick the landing, in my opinion. So, yeah. And at number 57, we got R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead. R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead. I'm done. And this is probably one of the most surprising movies of the year, though it's not that good. Dude, I thought this thing was going to be horrible. To be original, and I was like, man, what are they going to do? This is going to be just terrible. And it ended up being fun. It was cute. There was some stuff they used in, some words that they used in this, like new terms that maybe made me mad a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it was a cute story and a traumatizing ending. Holy. The ending to this movie is like, I was like, this is basically a kid's horror movie. And then I was like, what just happened? Like, crazy. But pretty good ending, though. Number 56, we have Karate Kid Legends again. It's one of these okay movies. I like the first Karate Kid, and the only reason I don't like this one is because it's very generic. Super similar to the original Karate Kid, and just all of the rest of the Karate Kids. It's just very similar, and it's just bland. I just didn't care for it. They messed up having Daniel LaRusso, and I don't remember Jackie Chan's character, but they messed up that. That's insane. Like, okay. Number 55, we have KO, a Netflix original. It's a good movie. This is probably, from right now, from KO up, these are all at least, like, good to great. And I will eventually say when it gets to great from now on. It's not right now, though. KO, it's a good movie. It's a fun action movie. It's about this MMA fighter who has to help out this child of the person that he killed. Well, okay, the person that he killed, his kid. If you get the reference, you get the reference. It was from my original KO review when we had the biggest out of context moment where it sounded like I said he killed his kid. But yeah, KO, fun action movie. Why not? Number 54, Man in My Basement. I watched this in October for spooky season. It was okay. Willem Dafoe was in this. That was the only reason I really watched it, and it was a Stephen King novel adaptation. Willem Dafoe was great in this. That's about it. The movie isn't horrible. It's a good movie. It just has a decent amount of flaws that take it back from being great, because I feel like the story in this could have been great, because it is not a horror. Don't get that twisted. The reason I reviewed it for Spooky Month is because it is a thriller, and it's like, it is creepy. It's just not a horror movie. It's basically about this guy that wants to stay in this dude's basement, and there's a bunch of racial stuff that happens. There's a bunch of suicidal stuff. It's so, like, kind of disturbing, but the way they did it, in the way with, like, not many good actors other than Willem Dafoe, and the main character is a good actor. He just doesn't put on a great performance in this movie, and just the way they handled the story closer to the end was kind of not good. Number 53, Heads of State. Wow, I cannot believe that's this high. I agree, though. Best Prime Video original of the year. It is starring John Cena and dang it, I don't remember his name. He played Killshot. I think his name's Deathshot. No, that's not. That's Will Smith. Shoot, he played someone in Suicide Squad, but it's starring those two, and it's a fun movie. It's one that you just turn on with a bunch of friends. It's really funny. I mean, it's not great. There's a lot of flaws, but I really enjoyed this movie. As 3C explained it, it's a good plane movie. I could agree with that. It's like one you just turn on the plane randomly, and they're like, oh, okay, it's okay. It's pretty fun. Yeah. At number 52, wow. Bambi the Reckoning. This movie's good. It's, I'm not of the boat that I think all of these child Twisted Universe movies are bad. I really like I pretty decently like Peter Pan. It's not on this list yet, so you know it's at least good. I liked Bambi, and I didn't like the first Winnie the Pooh. I thought the second Winnie the Pooh was okay. Well, no, it wasn't good, but it was better than the first one. And that's it so far, right? Yeah. First two were trash, but the second one was less trash by a lot. So yeah. Bambi the Reckoning was fun. It was the most heartfelt story out of all of the Twisted Childhood Universe movies. Very sad. It's not dark, it's just sad. Stuff to do with Bambi and Bambi's daughter and Bambi's mom. Stuff to do that was pretty sad in this movie. But I was surprised that they made me be like, oh, this is kind of sad. I was like, oh, okay. There's emotion. But, I mean, the whole movie, it gives okay kills, not great kills. But I mean, I thought this movie was pretty fun. At number 51, we have Oh What Fun. It's an I lied. This is the best Prime Video original of the year, above Heads of State. I know it's not the best, but it really resonated with me, especially after my grandma's passing. I don't know what it was about this movie, because it's centered around a grandma, and it's like how you should appreciate them around Christmas time. It really resonated with me. And it was kind of sad. I did get a little teary-eyed, not because like the movie's not sad. There's sad moments, but like there's no way you would make you like tear up. For me, it did, just because it resonated with me so much. But other than that, yeah. Oh What Fun, I thought was pretty solid. Number 50, we have Havoc. Whoa, this is a throwback. I remember making this video before I started putting my face in thumbnails. Holy. Havoc is a movie starring, oh shoot. No, Gavin, you gotta know his name. You have to. Tom Hardy. Oh my gosh, I'm the GOAT. It's an action movie starring Tom Hardy. It's a Netflix original. Probably one of the better Netflix originals of the year. Not great, but I thought it was pretty solid. And yeah, pretty fun movie. I would definitely check it out. Very realistic gun stuff in this movie. Pretty good movie. At number 49, we have A Very Jonas Christmas. One of the biggest surprises of the year. I thought this movie was going to make top 10 worst. But no, it made top 49. I thought it was fun. I mean, it was a fun Christmas movie. A Christmas flick. I'm joking. No, don't. A Very Jonas Christmas. I thought it was a fun movie. It's not great, again. It's okay. No. It's good. There are flaws, and it is boring at some moments, and the songs are not very good. But from time to time, you hit a little. Sometimes. And at number 48, we have Hard Eyes, another big surprise of the year. I always knew this was gonna be good, but people didn't believe me, and I thought it was good. I don't know why it's this low. It should be a little hot. Oh, actually, I don't know. Looking the movies above it, I actually don't know. Hard Eyes, I really do like it. I would say from now and up, some of these have exceptions, because I think they're great, but they're not great movies. But from now on, I would say they're great. Hard Eyes, great movie. I thought it was. Oh, actually, I don't know if it's a good movie. Good to great. It was very fun. The twist at the end, revealing who the killer was probably one of the weaker parts. I didn't think it was that bad. It was just kind of weird. But the whole plot of it is just like this very dramatic romance turning into a whodunit. It's actually pretty fun. So yeah, I would definitely check out Hard Eyes. And one of the best whodunit villains in a long time. He actually has a costume that's not just a black hoodie and a mask. Crazy. Number 47, we have Straw, another Netflix original. This is a Tyler Perry movie. I'm not a fan of his at all. I'm sorry. I'm not hating. I'm just not a Tyler Perry fan, like, in the slightest. But sometimes he comes out with bangers, and this is one of them, because Straw I found really entertaining. It's about this woman that is just losing and losing. She has debt. Her child's in the hospital. But, I get there's some moments in this movie where people will stop watching, because it's like there's moments where the acting does get corny, but the big plot, this is a spoiler, the big plot twist at the end is that the child she thought was at the hospital has been dead the entire time. And that was really sad, really sad in the plot of the movie, because that's the whole reason she was fighting for her daughter, for money to help her daughter. It was crazy. Number 46, we have, this is where people are going to get mad at me for calling this great, Megan 2.0. I know. Come at me all you want. Do it. I'm joking. Megan 2.0, I think. arguably, hear this. Hey, check this out, Papa. Outdoes the first one. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm joking. If you don't think that I completely understand. This movie is very different. But I thought it was fun. It's an action comedy instead of horror, and I get why people didn't like that. I get why this didn't make any money. But at the same time, I've had a lot of fun with it. Number 45, we have The Monkey. The first half of The Monkey was great, and the second half kind of fell off. Because in the first, it's a horror comedy, but for some reason they made one half horror and one half comedy. If you know, I don't know why, but I'm not a horror comedy fan. I know there's good horror comedies like Shaun of the Dead, stuff like that, but usually I'm not a horror comedy fan because usually I think in horror comedies, the comedy outshines the horror. I like when horror movies have jokes, that's not bad, but when it's just silly stuff, I'm just it's just outshining that's making it not creepy. But yeah, The Monkey's first half was pretty cool. It was setting up to be like Final Destination, and it was. But the comedy in the ending half was kind of weird, but still pretty good movie. Number 44, Hot Take. It's a great movie. Until Dawn. This is one that I'm gonna get a lot of steam for because holy cow, the hate for this was forced. People were giving this 1 out of 10. The movie's not bad. 3C's opinion and Sean Chandler and I think Cody Leach, I'm actually not sure about that. I understand saying that it's okay. I can see that. But Moist Critical Vets, if you know who that is, they're giving it horrible scores. I think Moist Critical put it in his top 5 worst of the year. I think it's pretty solid. Again, I've never played the games. And even if I did, I don't think I would take offense to them not going off of the games. But who knows, maybe I would. I don't think so, though. So, the fact that people were this isn't like the games. Oh, 1 out of 10. Yes, they used the name Until Dawn to get money. Yeah, sure. But the movie wasn't bad. I liked it a lot. So, stand up. I gotta stand up for movies that I think deserve more. Alright. Buckets. Moving on. Number 43, we have My Back Popping. The Last Breath. The Last Breath is a movie set underwater. It's about this guy who is gets stuck underwater and dies, but then in this miraculous way they bring him up and he's back to life. It's a true story, and the reason it's this low, I thought this was a great movie, but the reason it's this low is because, again, the rest are just better, in my opinion. Actually, no. Save Last Breath. Number 43, Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. I don't know why that was above Last Breath. I do really like Peter Pan, though. Great kills. Just a very sinister, dark movie. Very eerie. It's crazy how big of a difference this is towards the Winnie the Pooh movies. It's like Goosebumps. But yeah, Peter Pan, it's a fun movie. I thought it was really good. It was very dark, though. I was not expecting it to be that dark, but it was, which is fine. So, yeah. And number 42, we have The Last Breath. I already talked about it. I thought it was a great movie. Based on a true story. This dude goes underwater, dies. They bring him up, and he comes back to life. Great movie. I definitely recommend that one. Number 41, we have Locked, starring Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård has slowly became one of my favorite actors of current era. And I think this movie really shows really well. There's a lot of flaws in this movie. Like, it does get real boring there in the middle. But Locked, I think, really shows his versatility in acting. Like, he goes from Pennywise to this. It's pretty cool. But again, it doesn't go without its faults, but it is a great movie. I really recommend it. At number 40, we have Drop. I know a lot of people didn't like Drop. It's a whodunit, basically, but it doesn't seem like a whodunit. It's not made as a whodunit, but it is a whodunit. It's about this woman that keeps getting airdrops on her phone on her date, telling her to kill her date, or else they will kill her family. I know that sounds dumb, and I thought it sounded dumb too. I was also expecting this to be like top worst of the year, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I watched this at school. Drop, I watched it on my computer. Okay. But, Drop, yeah, pretty good movie. She does drop in this movie. Oh, by the way, in Peter Pan and Little Nightmare, freaky Peter. Tinkerbell ain't a woman, pal. You made her one. She ain't a woman. You just wanted her to be one. So that you can have a toy. I'm joking. But yeah, Drop is a good movie. Great movie, sorry. At number 39, we have Spinal Tap 2, one of the more recent movies that I watched this year, and I thought it was really funny. I thought it was a lot of old man humor, but I know people were complaining to me that was one of the main things I talked about in my review. I said that was probably going to be one of the main things, but that was because it was a negative. I thought that if this comedy was given to other people who weren't as the age of they are, then it wouldn't be as good. I still think the stuff, like some stuff, is funny. Like, there's a scene where one of the 70-year-olds goes up to like a 30-year-old or the 20-year-old and is like, so speaking of playing, do you wanna... And then her girlfriend pops up and is like, hey. Oh gosh, I just ruined my reputation. Holy... That's not what she said. That was my thoughts right then. Look at that. This is the chain thing for my house key. Hill for Hill Club. But yeah, Spinal Tap 2, I thought it was really funny. Great movie. Number 30, we got Presents. People were hating on this movie earlier in the year. That's why I didn't watch it as early as most did. But once I watched it, I was like, this is a really good movie. It's basically a horror movie in the perspective of a ghost. Speaking of Drop, the main character in this, other than the ghost, gets dropped, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Presents I thought was a really solid movie. I think that you should definitely check this out if you're a horror fan. It does get a little boring, in the middle and closer to the end until the big plot twist, which is really cool. And number 37, we have The Surfer, starring Nicolas Cage. I gave this I didn't give it a negative review, but I gave it a more negative review than I would now. I think this was a great movie. I just saw a lot of hate for it, so I think I went into it going with mild expectations or low expectations, so it came out as a low rating. But I actually thought this was a pretty solid movie. Nicolas Cage does a great job in this. For the people that say he overperforms, like my dad says he overacts, watch this movie. See if he's overacting now. Watch a lot of things, actually. This is not even close to one of his best movies. But whatever. Surfer, yeah, again, it's kind of a disturbing movie. I mean, there are some corny dialogue parts like, surfer, suffer. It is kind of corny. But there's some stuff in that, a lot of things in this movie that are really good. At number 36, we have the Henry Danger movie. This is way higher than I thought it was going to be. If you don't know, this was my first movie of the year. Speaking of first movies of the year, We Bury the Dead review coming soon. Henry Danger movie, first 2026 movie. Henry Danger movie, first movie I watched of the year, if I'm not mistaken. and I was expecting it to be hot garbage. If you don't know, I am a big fan of the original Henry Danger. I think it was really solid Nickelodeon show, and I think it is arguably their best, above iCarly. I love iCarly, but this clears. But the Henry Danger movie, I just saw the trailer, and I saw everything about it. I was like, are we serious? But the movie was actually pretty good. I really am happy that it was good, actually. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And Captain Man said, coming at the end, setting up a new TV show, and the rumor is that the TV show is going to be like a mature show, and it's going to be like Dexter. Yes. Like, why not? Like, yeah. They said when Dexter/Wednesday. Please make it more like Dexter and less like Wednesday, please, and thank you. But yeah, I love the Henry Danger movie. And number 35, Happy Gilmore 2. My dad's gonna be mad because this is one of his favorite movies of the year because he glazes the happy. I'm joking. I hear him just come through the door. I'm sorry. And he's watching this video probably. I'm sorry. I'm joking. But Happy Gilmore 2, I think, is a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it. All the cameos really didn't bother me. I know that was a big complaint for most people. It didn't bother me. Adam Sandler gives another great performance in this. He's hilarious. I don't think the trailers do this thing justice. I think the trailers make it look like a legacy sequel we never needed. And to be fair, it is a legacy sequel we never needed. But it's fun. If this thing would have never came out, I don't think I would care. But, like, I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was really great. And number 30, ooh, this is way too high. Actually, no, it's not. Maybe a little bit. Yes, it is. 34, we have Together. Pretend this is lower on the list. Together is actually getting a more negative review. It's not a negative review, but more negative review. Because I figured out from my cousin Dylan, he has a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him. I don't know if he's going to be, when he's going to post videos again. He said he would eventually come back to it. So subscribe to him. Dylan's First Run Features. But Together, he informed me that this whole movie, the idea was stolen from an indie movie. So that just makes it one of the worst movies of the year because they stole it. This makes it worse than Shiver Me Timbers because they stole it. Just putting that out there. But actually, I gotta give them some credit because the way this is filmed is really cool. The way they handled it's really cool. Like, I don't know. There's some stuff that you can't blame on them just stealing it, but like most of it, yes. So, pretend this is lower, but getting my mind off of that, pretending that never happened, just as a movie itself, pretending that there was never an indie movie that they based it off of, it's pretty good. It's not as good as, I don't think, Happy Gilmore 2, The Surfer, Henry Danger, Presence, all these. And it disappoints me. Number 33, we have The Conjuring Last Rites. That might be a little low, but The Conjuring Last Rites I found really surprising. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I would say this is better than the third one, better than both Nun movies, better than 2 out of 3 Annabelles, better than La Llorona. Even though they say that's not in the universe, even though the title literally says it's in the Conjuring universe. But why I say 2 out of 3 Annabelles, it's not better than Annabelle Creation. It's not better than the first 2 Conjurings, but it's still a really good movie in my opinion. Found it really, just a really fun movie. And the way they handled the ending, because this movie weighed too much, it made way too much money to not make another one. It was like $600 million, I think. That's like crazy for a horror movie. Like, we haven't seen those numbers since It from 2017. Oh, and Sinners had a pretty high one. But it wasn't that high, I don't think. I'm actually not sure. I hear my dad. I have to stop this soon. Number 32, we have Exit 8. If you don't know, this is a Japanese horror movie that I bought for a decent amount of money for spooky season because this was a big movie that I really wanted to watch because if you've been watching my channel for the past year, you would see that I played Exit 8 and the sequel to Exit 8, Platform 8. Big fan of those games. I thought they were really fun. So when I heard they were coming out with a movie that August, I was like, yes, but we're going to save it for spooky season. And we did, and I found that movie really good. Very different from the games. The only thing similar is that it's a loop, and it's the same hallway. Different monsters. There's some same, but different story. My biggest complaint about this is they tried to make the story sad closer to the end, and it just didn't need to be. It could have just been a disturbing story. I want to start getting into a lot of indie movies and a lot of Japanese horror movies, and just review like 10 in one video or like 5 in one video, because they're really disturbing and I really like them. That's why I thought this was gonna have some stuff in it that was gonna be like disturbing, but it didn't really. There was creepy stuff like the rats, if you know, you know. Pretty creepy. But yeah. Number 31, we have Dangerous Animals. Dangerous Animals is probably the best shark movie since is it The Great Blue Sea? That was good. What was the good shark movie other than Jaws? Great Blue Sea? I don't know. Or is that another bad one? I actually don't know. But one of the best since that one that I'm talking about. It's basically about this serial killer that kidnaps people and feeds them to sharks. Well, tortures them, then feeds them to sharks. Whoa, I just thought of a scene in this movie. One complaint about this movie that I need to get out of the way. It was, out of all these horror movies that were way more gross than this movie, this one made me almost throw up the most. Because, do you want to know what happens? If you don't, skip ahead, because it's nasty. Basically, so skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. She gets her thumb, okay, and she has to break out of these handcuffs. Oh gosh. So she bends it all the way back here, so she breaks her thumb and just pulls it back, and you think that's it, but no, she still can't fit out of the handcuffs, so she bites her thumb off. But yeah, overall still a great movie. At number 30, we have Clown in a Cornfield. I know this movie got hate, and I got hated on for liking it. Don't care. I thought this movie was great. The reveal at the end was great. I thought the costume was great. I thought it was filmed great. I thought the corny lines of like the phone, when she's picking up the phone and she's like, how do you use that? I think it's kind of funny. I think it's like kind of clever, actually. That you don't have to just use regular movie tropes, and you could just do that. I mean, that is kind of a movie trope, but number 29, we got The Dog Man. No, just Dog Man. Also one of my first movies of the year. The first movie in theaters that I watched. And it was good, dude. I really enjoyed it. Clears the bad guys movies. Clears the Captain Underpants movie. Sorry for the fans of those. I know Leland, you've seen him on the channel before, and he's on my streams all the time. He thinks this is the worst out of those. So yeah, but I think it's the best out of those. So yeah. Number 28, we have The Gorge. The Gorge is a Apple TV original that it sounded good, and I heard a good review, so I watched it. Great movie. It's a horror romance, but don't expect more horror. Expect more romance. But it's a good romance. Like I'm not a romance person. I really don't like romance movies, but this one was good. And the horror in this movie, when it was there, was also really good. And number 27, we have Steve, another Netflix original. I don't know if this is the last Netflix original. I think it is, actually. So this could be the greatest Netflix original. Nope. I already know one. Steve, great movie. It basically settles on depression, and Cillian Murphy is playing the main character, and he basically has to take care of these kids with mental illnesses, and it's a really cool movie. Very stressful, so if you like the TV show The Bear, it's not similar, but like some scenes are. And if you like The Bear, you'll like this. Number 26, we have Marshmallow. Marshmallow was a really fantastic movie. This was higher than it ever was. This is higher than it ever was now. Marshmallow, it is a big throwback to 80s slashers, and I know you're like, you literally said Fear Street Prom Queen wasn't good because it was a throwback to 80s slashers. What are you talking about, you hypocrite? Shut up. Because Fear Street Prom Queen did a bad job at it. And that one is not it is a throwback to 80s slasher, but it's more of a celebration, but in a way that's not good. This one is a throwback to 80s slashers and 80s ideas and 80s like stuff like that. There's two twists in this movie. There's the regular whodunit twist, and then there's a twist after that. And the whodunit twist was great. And I prefer the twist after it better. It's just, I can see how some people wouldn't like it because there's not a real villain in this movie. I know that's a spoiler, but there's not a real villain. Yeah. So, at number 25, we have VHS Halloween. I know this movie also got a lot of hate. I don't prefer it over Beyond. Not at all. But still really, really love this movie. I'm probably going to watch it again this weekend. No, not this weekend. I'm busy. Here soon because I really liked it. All of the VHS on here, there's 6, I think. I thought they were all good in their own right. Other than one that I call the Foreign Exorcist. Horrible. That one was bad. Other than that, I really enjoyed them, though. At number 24, we have Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid, one of my favorite actors of all time. One of my favorite actors currently. Really love Jack Quaid, and he really shines in this movie. It's just a regular old action movie, but in this time, this person can't feel pain, but I'm glad they didn't play it as a superpower and played it as the actual sickness that it is, because it is a sickness in the movie, and it's a sickness in real life, that if you can't feel pain, and you think it sounds cool, but actually you would die faster than a normal human, and that's what they played off as in this movie. Really good movie. And at number 23, we have The Toxic Avenger. Really, really love this movie. Probably... It's not comedy of the year because there's a movie after this that, there's a few movies left that are a comedy of the year, but this is close to comedy of the year, dude. This movie's hilarious. He literally pees on himself like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what? I should not have done that. Clip that. Holy. But yeah, Toxic Avenger, really solid movie. I think everyone's good at that movie. Other than the kid. The kid sucks. We have beef, yeah. I hope he watches the channel, too. I hope he's one of my 300 subscribers. I hope he just heard me say he sucked. At number 22, we have Friendship. Starring, I'm not even going to try, because I know one of their names. I just don't want to mess the other one up, so we're just going to not. But, really good movie, dude. It's hilarious. The two main characters are hilarious. It's basically centered on this guy that wants a relationship, but he has a bad relationship with his wife, has a bad relationship with his son. So when he finds a friend, he's really creepily wanting to be around him, and it's hilarious. And at number 21, we have One of Them Days, starring SZA and Keke Palmer. It is basically Friday, like Friday from back in the day. Yeah, One of Them Days is very similar to that, just with women. Yeah, I really love this movie. At number 20, we have Good Boy. Good Boy is a dog horror movie from the perspective of a dog, and it's really good. I know there's people that don't like it, and I really do understand. If you didn't know what was happening in the movie, you wouldn't like it, and if you thought it was boring, then I also get that, but I thought it was really good. The villain is cancer. It's cancer gonna get you. It's gonna get you. But yeah, Good Boy is just a really fantastic movie. And at number 19, we have the best romance of the year, and it's not close, actually. Materialists. Materialist is a movie starring Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Carissa Evans. Love all their performance in this movie. Basically, it's about this matchmaker who basically gets a lot of people married, starting to not be as good, but now she's trying to meet her match, and she has to pick either if she wants to go to the perfect guy who says he checks every boxes, he's a 10 out of 10, or go for the broke guy who is also the ex of hers. And it's a really cool story, really fun story. And I really loved it. This is one of the movies that you can never make a sequel to. It just wouldn't make sense. See? Look, I'm smart. The directors of this movie, make sure you listen to me. I know when or when not to make a sequel. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Number 18, we have the Minecraft movie. I really enjoyed the Minecraft movie, dude. I know this is a big hot take that it's number 18, but I loved this movie. I thought it was hilarious. I thought Jack Black put on an amazing performance. I thought Jason Momoa put on an amazing performance. I thought the whole setting of Minecraft didn't look as bad as it did in the trailers. I thought using all the mobs was cool. I thought everything about this movie was cool. Not everything. There are flaws, and if you don't like this movie, I'm not going to judge you. I completely get it. But I really loved it. Alright, final piece of the puzzle. Number 17, we have The Damned. That's probably higher than what you thought it was going to be, because The Damned is basically a horror movie that is, like, really cool, but it's basically based on hallucinations, and it's really cool, dude. I definitely recommend it. The setting of this movie is incredibly cool, and I'm going to rewatch this movie probably with my dad, because he's been wanting to watch it. Speaking of watching stuff with my dad, we watched this in theaters. Number 16, Final Destination, Bloodlines. I get some people say this wasn't the best in the franchise. I think it was easily the best in the franchise, above any Final Destination movie, no, this is the best one. I really enjoyed this. I thought everything they did in this was perfect, and it was so good that it didn't feel like a legacy sequel. It felt like, yeah, it felt like a new Final Destination movie. And it wasn't really a legacy sequel. It was kind of not. Kind of. Yes. No. Maybe so. See, this is how you do a legacy sequel. I noticed you last summer. Take notes. In fact, this released first. You suck. I'm sorry. Number 15, we have Thunderbolts. Okay, I didn't watch Fantastic Four. I didn't watch Captain America: Brave New World. I'm sorry, but this is the only Marvel movie I watched of the year. I was gonna watch Fantastic Four, didn't have time, like, at all. Somehow I had time to watch Wake Up Dead Man. Thunderbolt's just a great movie. Like, all of the stuff in this movie with David Harbour is probably the best part. But just the stuff it talks about with depression and stuff is so cool, and the way they use the Void and Sentry is so cool. It doesn't go without its flaws, and I know that. That's why my only complaint about this movie is that I didn't see any Thunderbolts. Say that again? Huh. And at 14 we have Companion. I know that's really high, but Companion is another movie starring Jack Quaid, and I don't know the woman's name, but the actress's name, but she's also phenomenal in this. Like, this movie is basically an AI movie, but like an AI girlfriend movie, but it's the best one, and it's not close. Basically, it's about this character that Jack Quaid plays. He buys this AI girlfriend, but then uses her to get money from a bad person who isn't actually that bad because his friend lied to him. And then this movie, just watch it. It came out really early in the year. Number 13, we have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Quick context: haven't seen Knives Out, haven't seen Glass Onion. Okay, love Wake Up Dead Man. The religious factor of it, I know, can turn some people off, and I completely get that. But I really, really loved Wake Up Dead Man, and I thought the stuff they did with the Dead Man was cool. Well, actually, I'm not. The stuff they did with that is actually pretty cool. If you know, you know. The killer in this was incredible. It was twist after twist after twist after almost a twist, and then goes to the other person. It was really cool. And at number 12, we have... actually kind of fits the movie. Predator Killer of Killers. I didn't watch Predator Badlands, I'm sorry. Predator Killer of Killers is the animated movie that went straight to Hulu. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but this movie was banging. Predator Killer of Killers was just such a phenomenal movie. I definitely recommend it. It's basically different stories for different predators, all concluding by the end. Just a phenomenal movie. And number 11, we have Warfare. And Warfare is probably one of the greatest war movies in recent memory, probably since Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge, great movie. This movie, phenomenal. Well, Hacksaw Ridge is way better. That's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, this isn't, but I really love it. Warfare, just a phenomenal movie. Watch it. Stars Joseph Quinn's in it, so if that makes you want to watch it, then Joseph Quinn's in it. At number 10, we have 28 Years Later. Easily the best in the trilogy, in my opinion. I know that's a hot take, but I was laughing at a text. So, yeah, hot take right there. There's your hot take. 28 Years Later clears days and weeks. Especially week. I'm joking. I'm not. Number 9, we have K-pop Demon Hunters. Best Netflix original. I lied. It's not. Can you stop? But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters, the surprise of the year. The surprise of the year. Dude, this movie was incredible. Like, I never thought I would care about a movie that has K-pop Demon Hunters as the title, or K-pop in the title at all. But, dude, I really enjoyed it. All characters were cool. It really brings you back to, like, old animes, but, like, in the animation style of, like, Spider-Verse. Pretty cool. Number 8, we have The Black Phone 2. I know this movie was kind of divisive, and I know a lot of people that didn't like it, but I really loved it. Black Phone 2, man, dude, holy, I love this movie. I thought the second half of this movie, or like the final battle of this movie, is some of the best horror movie stuff ever. Like where they finally defeat the Grabber. I don't think they defeated him, but great movie, dude. I think this has room for many more sequels. I love The Black Phone 2. And number 7, we have, okay, I know you're going to say it's not a movie, but it's on Letterboxd, so. At number 7, we have the Stranger Things finale. I'm going to count it as a movie, and it's at number 7. Really love this finale, and if you, I see so much unnecessary hate for it. I get if you just didn't like it, but I see a lot of unnecessary hate, and you know who I'm talking, you know who you are. But dude, and the whole stuff with the secret episode, man, that was stupid. Holy crap, I don't even know anyone that believed that, and I'm glad I don't, because who in their right mind? But yeah, the Stranger Things finale I thought was really good. And it concluded the best show of all time. Heard it loud and clear. Number 6, we have Bring Her Back. Definitely the most disturbing movie of the year. Very, very disturbing. I don't think I'm ever going to watch this again for 2 scenes and 2 scenes alone. And there's more than that, but there's specifically 2 scenes. My dad finally watched it and he said, dude, I loved it, but man, I'm never watching that again. And I agree. Very gross. Number 5, we have Weapons. The 4th best horror movie of the year. Great movie. Holy, this movie was phenomenal. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm not going to mention anything about it. Just watch Weapons. At number 4, we have Superman, the official start to the DCU. And dude, I watched this in a pretty cool theater where we had a meal, and it was really, really cool. Yeah, with all that said, love Superman, so I definitely recommend you guys to watch it. At number 3, we have the best Netflix original of the year, Frankenstein. Yes, it's above Superman. Dude, Frankenstein was an absolute amazing movie. Very beautiful. There was so much stuff in it that I was just, like, amazed by what I was watching. So, definitely recommend this one. I have to go through these as fast as I can. I gotta leave, like, right now. So, yeah, Frankenstein, phenomenal movie. And at number 2, we have The Long Walk. I reviewed this on a treadmill. And, dude, this movie was phenomenal. Super sad. Very emotional. Way more emotional than I was thinking. But, man, this is, highly recommend for me. Long Walk. And I heard a lot of people not liking it because of the end, but I think they really stuck the landing. I thought this movie was phenomenal. And number 1, it stayed number 1 since 4th of July. That's when I watched it. Sinners. Sinners is the greatest movie of 2025. And this movie was awesome. The scenery was amazing. It was filmed very well. I cannot find you any complaints about this movie. Michael B. Jordan puts on 2 great performances. The dude who plays Preacher Boy, amazing. This movie's just phenomenal. And the first half, this is how you do 2 different, The Monkey. If you want to have your first half and your second half be completely different, be Sinners. The first half is like a, I don't even know, a period piece? Like a 1930s slave drama? Stuff like that. I loved it. Loved every second of it. Wasn't bored. Second half, vampire horror movie. And it was phenomenal. And it made sense. And I loved it. So yeah, the greatest movie of 2025, Sinners. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for going on this journey through 2025 with me. And here soon, we're going to be starting 2026. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Comment on below, see you guys. I'll see y'all in the next year. Peace.
86, baby.